Sparks having a nice redshirt freshman season. He's 10-9 on the year, coming into the weekend, and we're going to see a recurring theme here. You mentioned, Craig, a lot of youth on this Purdue side. Well, there's a lot of experience on this Minnesota side. Andrew Sparks is a senior from Costa Mesa, California, one of 7 seniors or 6th years in the Minnesota lineup here today. So one key about being good in college athletics is you have to get old and stay old as a lineup. Well, Minnesota, they're experienced. I wouldn't say they're old, but they are experienced for sure.
The old adage of nothing beats experience, Corey, as we 30 seconds into period number 1 here at 174 pounds, the senior Andrew Sparks and the redshirt freshman Brody Bowman locking up here early on. Bowman having a decent redshirt freshman year, 10-8 on the season. Has 3 major decisions. Would be nice to pick up his 4th here today against the Gophers in Holloway.
Sparks, meanwhile, a 2-time NCAA qualifier in his career with Minnesota. Went 1-2 last year at the championships, and that one win was against a former Boilermaker, Garrett Ninehouse, who transferred to Oklahoma. So we mentioned that interconnectedness. There's another sort of shoestring connection between these two programs.
Garrett Ninehouse had one of the greatest mullets I've ever seen.
It was legendary.
He drew his power from it.
Started growing that thing as like a freshman in high school.
It's like the hockey beard that you don't shave during the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
He just didn't shave it his 4 years he was here.
Good defense there by Sparks to fend off that Bowman shot.
Surprised here with the discrepancy in age. It's this much of a feeling out process. There really hasn't been a lot of action going on under a minute here in period number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally, Sparks saw something, goes for a low single. Bowman sprawls, and I expect Sparks to be able to finish this off. He's in deep on that leg.
No points awarded yet.
Nice job staying long there by Bowman before he settles his hips. And now he's looking to wrench over Sparks, and instead has to give up the takedown in order to not give up some exposure points.
Yeah, Bowman was in some deep water there. He had to give up the 3. Coming up on 20 seconds to go, period number 1. 3-0 now, or 3-1 now, as the escape point awarded for Bowman there.
Very quick to his feet. Bowman resets. And important to get that point before this period came to an end, not let Sparks ride him out.
And time's going to expire here in period number 1. A 3-1 advantage for Sparks of the Golden Gophers. And Corey, an idea here, like both of these wrestlers kind of feeling each other out in period number 1. Do you think you'll see Bowman try to attack here in period number 2, having seen Sparks in that first period?
I do. I don't expect him to be able to maintain control here. His top game isn't his biggest strength, and Sparks pretty quickly to his feet there. But yeah, hopefully each one of these guys learned a little bit of something in that first period so we can see a little more action going forward.
Sparks able to get the escape point. A little bit more work than he would have liked to there.
So it is now 4-1 in favor of Sparks.
A minute 30 seconds to go, period number 2. Riding time not a factor as Sparks shoots again another single, trying to complete the movement. Not as deep as he had the first one. Bowman trying to work out of that one, and he is going to complete the takedown. 7-1 advantage now for the senior from Costa Mesa, California, as they come over here in our lap, Corey.
They sure do. Up close and personal right here in the front row. No, it was a different version of the same shot there for Sparks, able to finish it off again. And here again, Bowman, imperative, get up to his feet, get his point, stay in this match.
Huge pressure from Sparks in the top position. Bowman struggling to get to his feet. Nice job there by Sparks.
And now he's got legs in. This is going to be a pretty good ride here by Andrew Sparks. This is a very good position on top. Even though he's riding parallel, he's got legs hemmed up, and he may get a turn here out of Bowman. 35 seconds left in the period.
Andrew Sparks taking Brody Bowman into some deep water, coming up under 30 seconds. Ride time over 45 seconds.
You can see how he's got Bowman's left hip kind of elevated there, not able to do enough with it. So we get a stalemate call, and they will restart. That is a break for the Boilermakers.
A break figuratively and literally. Bowman getting to take a short breath. He's going to have to go back from bottom here.
He got an escape on short time at the end of the first period. He's got 10 seconds to do that exact same thing here.
Stifling defense from Andrew Sparks as he's not going to allow the escape point. And he's going to take a 7-1 advantage into period number 3. And Corey, after that second period, Andrew Sparks has run the ride time up over 1 minute and 12 seconds as well.
He is, and that could come in a big, he needs another score, does Sparks, to have a major decision on the table, but that riding time point could really matter at the end of this match.
I mean, ideally right now it's 7-1. If Brody Bowman gets 2 takedowns in this period, it's tied, but Sparks still has the advantage with the ride time.
Right, and Bowman with a nice outside single attempt there, cannot convert it. Nice job by Sparks to stay away, and there he hits his own outside single, 3rd time today. He got a gnarly scrape on his right shoulder, does Andrew Sparks.
Well, that's just a true testament to the experience of Sparks being able to, he's found the weakness of Brody Bowman and is attacking it here in this matchup.
Yep, they both hit a similar shot. One of them couldn't finish, and the other is looking to finish for the 3rd time. Bowman trying to stay long and away. He's got to be careful here. It would be to Bowman's benefit to dive out of bounds, but that could also lead to a stall warning, so this late in the 3rd period, that might be okay. And there is the late takedown as Bowman goes to his hips, and Sparks keeps his toes in the circle.
Andrew Sparks so strong, holding on to one ankle with one arm essentially, able to hold off Bowman from getting out of the way.
That was a tenacious takedown by Sparks. He did not give up on his advantage, even over there on the edge.
And you have to imagine how that feels for Brody Bowman. You looking at your opponent in the eyes, and he's literally looking at you saying, I'm not letting go.
There's no way. Vice grip.
Under 30 seconds to go. Period number 3 here. 174 pounds. We led off here today with 174 pounds. Andrew Sparks and Brody Bowman. 10-1 advantage for Sparks and the Golden Gophers.
Sparks had a tough match Friday night against Edmund Ruth for Illinois, lost 7-1, so this is a really nice chance for him to save his weekend.
A nice get back for Andrew Sparks to go 1-1 on the weekend. An 11-1 victory over Brody Bowman at 174 pounds. Gophers get the first victory and get the first points here in the duel.
Another senior in the lineup for the Gophers, Salazar, already changing levels here early. Keep Rowley off kilter just a little bit. Nice job.
Salazar looking for the double leg. Nice job by Rowley. Has his arm between the legs of Salazar, not allowing to complete the movement.
Yeah, it was a good job by Salazar. He started with a single and was able to convert it to a double, take Rowley's legs away from him completely. Rowley's hands broke there for a moment, but he got him back together. Now he'll give up the takedown.
3-point takedown for Isaiah Salazar. And Corey, you have to wonder too, when you get, for the Purdue wrestlers, when you get in this situation, is it better to just allow the three or to run the gas tank on empty trying to hold off the takedown? I know how important points are and how valuable each point means to these wrestlers, but again, like, you're kind of counteracting what you're doing.
Yeah, it really depends on the situation. If you're in danger of giving up back points or something bigger, sometimes it's best to just give away the takedown. And here we've got three, Salazar holding 3 back points, now holding 4 back points on that tilt. It was the same move. So initially it was 3, now it's 4. He was able to get the 4 count, so he will get that as soon as this hold is broken.
Salazar was relentless early on here, up 7-0 against Rowley.
Well, he's ranked 5th in the country for a reason, Craig, no doubt about it. This man is a 2-time NCAA qualifier. Lost in the blood round last year, just 1 win shy of the podium, and certainly in position to improve on that finish this year. A great season so far for Isaiah Salazar.
And you have to assume that's the motivating factor here as we're winding down and getting close to the NCAAs, as they're going to stand them back up as they were off the mat. James Rowley will start from the bottom. Salazar will maintain top position. Rowley tried to hop up right away, but a mat return from Salazar, and Salazar not relinquishing control here in period number 1. .30 seconds to go, period number 1. Salazar up 7-0. Running his ride time over 1 minute and 45, 46, 47 and counting.
Yeah, really in control is Salazar. Rowley finally back to his feet, but immediately returned.
And Salazar has a really nice grip on James Rowley's left wrist. He has both hands on it. A death grip. He's not letting that go.
He's also doing a nice job of using his weight, using his leverage to drive Rowley toward the mat with his body, which makes it just really hard.
That's tough.
I mean, these guys are 184 pounders. You're driving someone into the mat. It's hard to stand up.
Yeah.
It is great use of leverage, great body control. So much of wrestling is about body control. You see these guys do funky stuff when they're warming up, when they're practicing. It's about learning how to control your body and therefore how to control the other man's body.
Isaiah Salazar doing the best job of controlling his body here at 184 pounds. You can tell the strength so strong. He's almost carrying Rowley out of bounds on his back. Rowley tries a mat return of his own there. It's just going to push him off the side of the mat. They're going to reset here.
I don't know if our cameras are picking it up well enough. The definition of Isaiah Salazar's leg muscles is phenomenal.
Quadzilla.
Indeed. There are multiple definition lines on each quad. Unbelievable, man.
And no human legs are built the same, but I mean, when you show up and see that, and you're like, man, I got to try to take that tree trunk down. Come on now.
Here we go.
8-0 advantage for Isaiah Salazar. Under 1 minute and 20 seconds to go, period number 2. Minnesota already with a 4-0 advantage in the duel with a major decision at 174 pounds. And the Gophers aren't stopping here at 184.
Salazar took down 3rd-ranked Lenny Pinto in the Nebraska duel a few weeks ago. He's got a couple other ranked wins. This one would not qualify as a ranked win. Rowley just outside of the top 33. He has been in and out a little bit this season.
And I know we're going to harp on this a bunch today, but as you get closer to the end of the season, when, I mean, again, this thing really counts. Isaiah Salazar, for every win matters. Every win's a learning experience, if you will, a building block as they get closer to the end goal at the end of the season, conference championships and the NCAAs.
Absolutely. He's 16-1 on the year, 9-0 in duels, and that means he's undefeated in Big Ten action. He's going to be a seeding problem. This guy's going to be a problem at Big Tens in Maryland in a few weeks.
Can you imagine that? You're on the bottom part of that bracket and you see the 5 seeds undefeated. Like, are you serious? Relentless, no points awarded there from Salazar as he was looking for more. An 8-0 advantage as we head to period number 3. 1 minute and 49 seconds of ride time advantage, Salazar. It's been all Gophers here early on in West Lafayette.
Rowley feints a shot and immediately gets his head buried. Now Salazar with good underhooks brings it down to the mat.
Salazar shoots the double, switches it to a single, trying to complete the movement. James Rowley holding on for dear life. Salazar trying to roll the momentum of Rowley, and he's able to get the 3-point takedown. 11-0 advantage now.
And there he Rowley was working so hard to stay away from his back that Salazar kind of changed direction, drive him down to the mat. Now I can get control, get my takedown. It's an 11-point advantage now, plus a riding time. If he can get a turn, we're looking at a potential tech fall here for Salazar.
Well, and that's what you talked about early on in period number 1 is the body control and how important that is. And what we've seen here from Isaiah Salazar is, I mean, this kid can control his body very well, and it's a danger for anyone he's wrestling when he gets into these positions.
No doubt. An impressive display. Rowley got hit with a stall warning, now a second stall warning. And there's a flip. It's going to be a 1 count, no back. Oh, wow. A quick 2 count. So 2 back points given. That is a huge difference because those 2 back points plus the riding time point will be a tech fall unless Rowley can escape here.
Another point awarded, 14-0 advantage now for Isaiah Salazar. Under 10 seconds to go, period number 3. And Isaiah Salazar is going to pick up the victory at 184 pounds, 15-0 against James Rowley.
Great display there by Salazar. Very confident win.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
6-1 advantage for Jeles here as we get started in period number 2. Thank you for joining us here again this afternoon here in West Lafayette, Indiana. Purdue Boilermakers and the Minnesota Golden Gophers here, a supersized matinee afternoon of action here on Big Ten Plus. And Jeles able to get the escape. Both men exchange attempts at single leg takedowns. Vadias getting his first opportunity to try to complete his own takedown, but what a reversal by Garrett Jeles, putting on a clinic here at 197 pounds.
Looking very solid is Jeles, 20th in the country, and about as experienced as they come. 6th year from Minnesota. Bumped up the heavyweight for the team last year. Took the spot because the team needed him up there. He's a 197-pounder, for his career. Did what the team asked him. All he did was, post 16 wins and qualify for NCAA championships.
That's it?
That's it. Wrestling up, giving away significant weight for most of the season. The ultimate team player, and now that he's back down to 97, he's looking to really pay it off here in his final season.
Well, if you're head coach Brendan Eggum from the Golden Gophers, these are the guys that you're looking for in your program, not only to lead you on the mat, but off the mat and on campus and in your community as well.
Absolutely.
25 seconds to go, period number 2, 11-1 advantage for Jeles. Extending his ride time over 1 minute and 10 seconds and counting. As we come up under 10 seconds to go, another 3-point near fall for Jeles. And again, Corey, I know we started at a different weight at 174 pounds today than we normally do, but The Minnesota Golden Gophers came off the bus here this afternoon, and they are motivated and on their game here.
Yeah, they're dialed in. Vanadia, like you've said before, he's in deep water right now. Jeles looking to finish off this tech fall. He's up 15-1 going into the third. That is an astounding difference. We get an early restart there from. It actually looks like they're going to give the caution to Jeles for a sloppy cover. But yeah, Minnesota's been really impressive here early.
Yeah, and I have to say too, as you see Jeles there, a nice shot of him. But I mean, after this meet's over with, I'm going to go over and shake the hand of the strength and conditioning coach of these Minnesota Golden Gophers, because I need to get on that program.
No doubt.
I'm trying to look like Garrett Jeles over here at 197. It's almost summertime.
Aren't we all?
Underway here in period number 3. Jeles working on top in complete control over Ben Vanadia as a nice grapevine of Vanadia's right leg. They're going to stand him up. Looks like might have some blood.
Actually, I think they stopped for a dangerous hold, it looked like. So Vanadia's going to get point for that.
Oh, the referee was pointing to the elbow joint instead of okay.
Exactly. There was undue stress on the elbow joint, so a dangerous hold. So Vanadia then gets the escape because Jeles said, let's just stand up, let's go, and then gets the takedown to wrap up the tech fall.
18-3 for Garrett Jeles. Tech fall victory for the Golden Gophers.
So they now lead 14-0. And we move up to 285.
Mitch Hutmacher, the senior from Evansville, Indiana, for the Purdue Boilermakers, taking on the number 30th ranked 285 in the country, Bennett Tabor, the redshirt sophomore from Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota.
Hutmacher, we just talked about how Jeles spent last year wrestling up. Well, Hutmacher is a 197-pounder for the Boilermakers. He's giving up some size. Now, Bennett Tabor is not exactly a stout 285 for the Gophers. So this is two of the smallest heavyweights we'll see all season long here facing off, and Tabor up early.
As you said, Tabor with a nice three-point takedown to continue the domination here from the Golden Gophers early on here in this dual meet.
Mitch Hutmacher, the senior from Evansville. Sorry, that's incorrect on our roster. He's from Chatham, Illinois, is Hutmacher.
Well, shout out Evansville, Indiana still.
Hey.
But Chatham, Illinois for Mitch Hutmacher. Another note to Bennett Tabor. This is his first matchup of his career against a Purdue Boilermaker. Previously hadn't had a match against a Purdue Boilermaker, where most of his teammates have had 1 or 2 or even 3 against Purdue.
Mm-hmm. Some 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah. Ask Garrett Jeles and Michael Blockas about that.
Right. It is just one of the most experienced lineups in the Big Ten. Like we said off the top, 6 seniors or older in the starting lineup for Minnesota. I don't know how you can be older than a senior.
Well, and this isn't huge mat return there. Tabor in control, up 3-0, coming up on a minute to go, period number 1. And this isn't a knock like you would assume when you talk about Purdue in Indiana or Indiana University, the big brother, little brother thing. But some of these matchups here today are legitimately like the younger brother having to wrestle the big brother because of the age discrepancy. I mean, I don't want to have to fight somebody 6 years older than me. Come on now.
It's a real thing in wrestling. There's been a bit of a youth movement in recent years, for sure. It used to be when you came to college, you redshirted. That's what you did. Now we see a lot more true freshmen out there rolling around. But what you have as the trade-off is, okay, now you're going up against a guy who's legitimately 5 years older than you in matches that matter. So, yeah, that's sort of the 2 ends of the spectrum here, a young Purdue side, a very old Minnesota side, and so far Minnesota's definitely gotten the better of things. We saw a stall warning go against Hutmacher, and now we've got a point for Hutmacher as well, although I missed the hand signal on that. I don't know, potentially a stalling penalty on top. So it's a stall warning against Tabor. 2 of them, in fact, for not doing enough on top. So that makes it 4-1. Hutmacher trails.
Tabor's going to remain in control, up 4-1 over 2 minutes and 32 seconds of ride time. Continuing the domination here from the Golden Gophers early on here in this matchup. Hutmacher tried to take his shot there with a mat return, and sophomore Tabor said, "No, I'm too big for you."
Yep.
And Tabor, whoa, both men getting close to the scorer's table. They're going to stop them and reset them at center mat. Only safety first here in the Big Ten Conference, Corey.
Yeah, those tables don't move. Those big digital scores tables now.
No, they don't.
Beautiful treetop takedown there by Tabor as he finishes it off.
Completing the three-point movement, but he has Hutmacher's shoulders to the mat. He's going to get a three-point attempt. What a swing there for Tabor, 12-1 now. And you saw when he had the leg up high, usually it's just a trip. He lifted him off the ground before he tripped him.
He went to trip the back leg and it wasn't there. Yeah, a lot of power there for Tabor. Now he's doing a little bit of catch and release, it looks like. Hutmacher up, it's 12-2.
And Tabor looking for more. A mat return of his own. And now he's looking for more. Hutmacher able to roll over. 4-point near fall. And that's going to give a 19-2 victory to Bennett Tabor.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Purdue bench wanted the takedown. And they run out of time. We'll see. Nope, no brick thrown from the Boilermakers, so they're just going to say let their guy keep wrestling.
And with what we've seen first 4 matchups today, Corey, that was absolutely exciting.
It was.
Back and forth by both wrestlers, no points awarded, no riding time, even as we head into period number 2.
We get 2 more periods of this stuff. We will start with Mcke on bottom. Patrick Mcke, 2-time All-American for the Gophers. Fell just short last year after finishing 6th at Big Tens. He's got a nice, he's kind of crab walking to try and get step over of Ramos there. Finally gets his one.
Well, and Ramos had his right arm around Mcke's back, and Mcke was reaching around and holding on to that arm and using that same leverage against Ramos. He was trying to flip him, if you will. 1-0 advantage for Mcke, though, early on here, period number 2.
Ramos able to run up 28 seconds of riding time in that exchange while Mcke was going for the reversal.
And with what we can assume is going to be a low-scoring affair here at 125, 1 point is paramount.
Yep. Nice head snap there from Mcke. Gets Ramos a little bit off balance.
Matt Ramos looking under a minute here to go period number 2, looking possibly to set up for something here. He attempted that single early on here in this period. Wasn't able to complete the movement, so it'll be interesting to see if Ramos decides to go back to the well on that same movement.
Looked like we got an inadvertent finger to the eye there for the stoppage.
Blast double shot from Ramos. Mcke catches him. Ramos flips the hips, and Ramos is able to get the 3-point takedown.
That was a really nice initial counter by Mcke to keep the blast double. but Ramos finishes through it to get the takedown. Now under 30 seconds to go. We'll see if Ramos goes for the ride out here, or if he's going to try and get a mat return, or if he's going to let Mcke go. There's a nice return.
Huge return for Matt Ramos. Looked like Patrick Mcke might have hit the side of his head there on that mat return. Under 10 seconds to go. Ramos looking for more.
Yeah, Mcke definitely looks a little bit dazed right now on the mat. I think the first thing to hit the mat was his head.
It looks like he hit the side of his face. If we were able to get another look at that, it'd be great, but it looked like he hit the side of his face here.
Huge return there for Ramos. 1:08 in riding time. If he can get up and out quickly here, hold that advantage, it would be a colossal move for the Boilermakers.
Into the third period we go. Ramos with a 3-1 advantage over Patrick Mcke. No points awarded. Ramos does get the 1-point escape. 3-point advantage now, but Mcke was able to hold on to bring that ride time under a minute, sitting at 59 seconds.
Yep, we said Ramos needed to get out in 8. It took him 9 seconds to get out. The Purdue bench was asking for a stall warning against Mcke for just hanging on to the waist, which is a rule change this year. You can't just hang on. It used to be just the ankles. Now it's moved up the body a little bit. Mcke takes a stall warning there, and now he's in a little bit of trouble. Ooh, stalemate restart.
Not a good position for Ramos, kind of how Mcke fell down. It wasn't a takedown, it was a fall down. They're gonna get to stand him back up, 4-1 here. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Period number 3. Number 1 ranked wrestler in the country at 125 pounds, Matt Ramos, looking for another ranked victory here against Patrick Mcke.
And another reason, just pointing out again why that riding time is so important here. Mcke is a takedown away from forcing Sun victory.
That ties us at 4.
That would tie us at 4. So, that 1 point could be just huge if he gets it or if Ramos doesn't get it.
Under 50 seconds. High tensions here at 125 pounds. Collar and elbow tie as we come up to 30 seconds to go. Period number 3.
We do have that stall warning against Mcke, so if we see Ramos continue to push the action, see if Mcke, he kind of has to do something himself as well, and there we see a nice shot attempt.
Great sprawl there, defense by Matt Ramos, showing why he is unanimous number 1.
And now Ramos gets hit with a stall warning, but with his 3-point advantage and 10 seconds to go, he'll take that.
And time is going to expire, and the Mavatar, Matt Ramos, slams the hammer down to pick up the victory and defend his number 1 ranking at 125 pounds. As we head on now to the second part of this meet at 133 pounds, Dustin Norris for the Purdue Boilermakers, the sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, taking on Jake Geva, the another sixth year for the Golden Gophers from Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota, and looks like a former teammate of Bennett Tabor, also from the same high school, the same town in Minnesota.
So much unbelievable high school wrestling in the state of Minnesota. Some real national powerhouses. And just amazing guys, including Gable Steveson, that have come out of the Minnesota high school wrestling programs.
Huge takedown, 2-point or 3-point takedown there for Geva as they float off the mat there. Gonna get them restart at center mat. Geva looking to keep the scoring going for the Gophers, up 19-3 in the team duel. It was pure domination in the first half, Corey.
It was a major and 3 tech falls for the Gophers. They scored points in bunches, very impressive showing early by Minnesota, and Purdue looking to ride the momentum of that Ramos decision over Patrick Mcke to maybe string a few things together here and turn this into a duel.
3-1 advantage now. The 6th year for the Gophers. As you said, Corey, that's why we wrestle the meet. First half is the first half of the story. The back half here, we are underway, and Tony Erzlin and the Purdue Boilermakers are hoping that they are able to climb back into this one and make this one respectable against a very dominant dual team in the Gophers, the 11th ranked team in the country. As we inch ever closer to the end of the season in Big Ten dual or Big Ten conference meet as well as the NCAAs.
Dustin Norris, 9-12 on the season. He got a nice win over Patrick Adams from Northwestern, a major decision for Norris on Friday night.
Under a minute to go, period number 1. Collar and elbow tie. You can hear the Boilermaker coaching staff telling Dustin Norris to keep his hands moving and active.
Geva, meanwhile, did not wrestle Friday night at Illinois. He gets the call here today instead of Tyler Wells.
Geva shoots the single. Nice sprawl by Norris. As we come up under 15 seconds to go. Period number 1. Stand them back up under 10 seconds to go. 19 seconds of ride time advantage, Geva. Time is going to run out here in period number 1 on this super Sunday afternoon in West Lafayette, Indiana. Some matinee duel here on the Big Ten Plus app. Corey, there's no plus like home.
That's what I hear.
Right to work for Geva. Not allowing Norris to breathe any clean air. Has nice control over the right wrist of Norris. Looking to flip Norris's momentum. Norris almost getting out of that one, but Geva says, not today, sir.
Still holding on to control. There he finally gets free.
You can kind of see too, Geva looked up at the clock and was like, I'll just let you go.
If it's going to happen anyway, you might as well let it happen now. But he got an extra 30 seconds of ride time out of it.
Well, I mean, in a tightly contested matchup as well, you don't want to give up those 1-2 points, especially if you get a 10-point advantage. It's fine, but
yep.
52 seconds of ride time for Geva as we come up under a minute to go, period number 2. 3-2 in a hotly contested matchup here at 133 pounds. Collar and elbow tie. Norris trying to put himself in a position to possibly shoot in for a single. Going to take the advantage here.
We've got a stall warning against Norris there. He chopped away Gleva's arms to free himself up to take a shot, then didn't take a shot. Instead, Geva comes at him. Norris gets hit for inactivity.
My dad used to tell me when I was a kid, if you think long, you think wrong. And Dustin Norris thought a little bit too long there, so.
That's a good one. I'm going to steal that one. Those are good words of wisdom right there.
That's a John Combs special. It's just for you, Corey. Under 10 seconds to go, period number 2. 3-2 advantage for Geva as time's going to expire and setting us up here for an exciting period number 3, Corey.
Yep, and we've got Gleva's choice. He will select bottom. So looking to return the favor on that escape, maybe get some more.
Norris clamping down. But Geva, too silky smooth, able to sneak out there for an escape. 4-2 advantage now.
Up and out in 4 seconds. Riding time not a factor. Next takedown probably wins the match. Nice throw by there by Jake Geva.
You've done this before.
Once or twice. Not as many times as Gleva's run that throw by, though. That was beautiful.
Beautiful move there. A 7-2 advantage now for Geva. Geva hops up, and you see the bounce in his step, man. This The strength conditioning of this Minnesota Golden Gophers team is otherworldly. There's some work going on in that room.
Very, very impressive.
A lot of sweat equity. Norris looking for his third escape point of the matchup. As we come up under a minute and 20 seconds, period number 3, Norris down 4, going to have to do something.
First time we've seen Norris really try and use some strength as well. We'll see how aggressive he gets with a minute to go.
Strength on strength, and the 6-year Geva says, I'm just stronger than you, Dustin. 3-point takedown, looking for more.
And now he's got legs laced as well, so looking for a turn. He'll look like he was trying to run a power half there. Abandons that, and there he's getting the count. There's 2.
He's going to get the 4 count.
And now he'll get 40 seconds to try and put those blades flat.
Yeah, Dustin Norris is in some deep water here.
Really good leverage by Jake Geva, looking for the fall.
Norris doing a really nice job of getting that right shoulder up off the mat, but Geva's just going to let that one go and take the 4 points. 14-3 advantage now for Geva.
Jake Geva looking for his 11th win of the season.
And Jake Geva, it was a good matchup early on, but Geva says, I'm going to finish strong. 15-3 to pick up the victory over Dustin Norris at 133 pounds. Last look at Jake Geva doing some work, but back on the mat, 141 pounds. Christian White for the Purdue Boilermakers, and the number 20th ranked 141-pounder, Vance Vomar.
Vomar 12-6 on the season for the Gophers. He fell to Danny Pacino Friday night, 8-5, in what was one of the best matches of the night between Minnesota and Illinois. He's taking it to White here early. Just a bull in a china shop here.
Yeah, I was waiting for the stall warning there already on Christian White because he's just sliding backwards.
Just getting walked backwards, yep.
Yeah.
Nice job circling there for White to avoid that stall call. Little bounce there from Vomar. Now he's on a single, switches to a double on the trip. Still no control given. And there it is, the takedown for Vomar. Vance Vomar, a redshirt sophomore for the Gophers. Also from Greeley, Colorado, like Isaiah Salazar. But they get a lot of 2-for-1s on their recruiting trips, don't they? Nice job by the Gophers.
Brandon Eggum is not also a good coach, but he's also resourceful.
His people in control of his travel budget appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, we really like you at 141 pounds. You got anybody else?
You got any teammates?
Anybody else? Yeah. How about your football coach? Can you give me the football coach's number? We're looking for some big guys. 3-0 advantage for Vance Vomar. 36 seconds of ride time advantage, Vomar. Golden Gophers up 23-3 in the team duel. Looking to finish things off here. In what has been a dominant performance here thus far this afternoon for the Minnesota Golden Gophers, just rolling their way through as we head down the pike towards the end of the season. And Christian White looking to get out of this one here.
He had a nice sit out going. He just couldn't chase his hips all the way around. Vomar spun with him to maintain control. Now we'll have a potentially dangerous call, stoppage. Good move there by Christian White. Just could not quite clear his hips to get the reversal.
It's all in the hips, and Christian White's going to start from the bottom here. 50 seconds to go, period number 1, and We saw that in Matt Ramos' matchup. He's got that little move where he kind of throws the hips over the top, and White was trying to help with that, not able to complete it. He does get the escape point there, though. Working towards the edge of the mat here. Vomar looking for more.
Stall warning on Christian White there on the edge. Duck under there from Vance Vomar.
White tries to roll through it, grabs an ankle. Vomar grabs a leg. Time's going to expire here in period number 1. 3-1 advantage for Vance Vomar.
Decent job there on the edge by Christian White. 2 or 3 different times he rolled through what was neutral exposure, what could have led to a takedown in favor of Vomar, but White never stayed in that dangerous position. He kept rolling through back to clear and able to run out the clock. Now a quick escape from Vomar makes it 4-1.
It just seems like Purdue can't get anything going here today, anything consistently other than Matt Ramos. I mean, they're there and there's at the beginning, but it just Minnesota wears you down, man. And the longer you go and the deeper you go into this matchup, the harder it gets.
Well, they are, like you said, 11th in the country. That might be a few spots too low.
I was gonna say these aren't fake rankings here.
These are not. They're not fake rankings, and they might be even a little bit better than that. You know, once it comes time to tournament scoring at the end of the year, this is a Minnesota team that's very good. They are they're experienced. They are where Purdue's trying to get as a program, no doubt. And you're right. Some matches that start off looking pretty even get pretty lopsided because the Gophers are just wresting control.
And Corey, the premier college wrestling conference, the Big Ten. Again, the Big Ten conference has 2 of the top 3 teams in the nation and a couple others in the top 10. I mean, it's night in, night out. It's a difficult matchup every time here in the Big Ten Conference.
It absolutely is. And 4 of the top 7 teams faced off in duels on Friday night on Big Ten Network. And it was just phenomenal wrestling. Some really amazing talent. You know, there's a lot of years where for a lot of weight classes, it's more difficult to win a Big Ten title than an NCAA title.
That's crazy.
And that's just the way it is. There's some weight classes where that's the way it is this year.
Domination from Vomar. 2:06 riding time, 8-1 advantage. Christian White's able to get the escape point as we go under 40 seconds here, period number 2.
Good outside signal from Vomar. Here again, 30 seconds left in the second. He is still pushing the pace.
Vomar looking for more, looking to score.
White holding on to that ankle for dear life. Now he's holding on to the toes of Vomar's shoe for dear life.
Didn't he be able to grab the laces?
Didn't give up the takedown. Now he finally does.
As this season progresses, watch out for these Golden Gophers, as they are trying to take you down and take you down again. Another takedown as time expires. 14-2 advantage now for Vance Vomar.
And we'll see White. White selects bottom. Vomar says, no, let's restart on our feet. So that's a point for Christian White.
Vomar with the single, looking to finish the movement here. Nice job by White to get out from under that one. He was in a tough position on his back.
One thing that's been sort of the mantra for Coach Tony Ersland, he knows he's got a young team. He knows they need experience. He knows the only way to get experience is to get experience. There's no shortcutting that. But don't ever stop fighting. And Christian White hasn't gotten out of the fight here in this match. We've seen that a lot today with some Purdue guys. You might be outmanned. You might be outgunned. Your guy might be stronger than you. He might be better than you. Don't quit fighting.
Yeah.
Stay in the match.
Yeah, the darkest comes before the dawn, and we're looking for guys that are willing to fight when they're down. The guy that's going to fight up the mountain instead of giving up and quitting.
Right. No. Another takedown by Vomar will end this one for the 4th tech fall of the day for the Gophers.
Tech fall win there for Vance Vomar, and the domination continues.
First time we've seen Jaden Reynolds this year for the Boilermakers in dual action. It had been Marcus Polanco at 149 pounds, another man who transferred away from the Gophers, took his grad year with Purdue. And Reynolds immediately in a bit of a jackpot here with a takedown, and Roberts with nice elbow control. Looked like he was going to run a chicken wing. He still might.
We'll have to watch, too, because this is the same position we've seen a couple times earlier on when they get into position, a dangerous position. You get that arm extended. You don't want to hyperextend that elbow. Roberts trying to flip Reynolds over, and they both just stand up. 1 point escape for Reynolds. Some hand fighting there.
Drew Roberts 16-5 on the season. He's got 5 tech falls himself this year.
Double underhooks there for Reynolds. Roberts shoots the single, trying to complete the movement. And he is able to get the 3-point takedown. His second one of the period. As he goes to work now on Jaden Reynolds on the bottom.
Reynolds comes in 9-7 on the year. This is his first dual action for the Boilermakers. And he's giving up leg control right now.
Yeah, Roberts has that right leg grapevine. Super tight, right above the knee.
And he's going to try and use it to flip Reynolds' hips and get some back exposure, get some near fall points. Maybe. Now we've seen with these officials today, they don't let you hang out on a move without using it for very long. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a stalemate here pretty quick.
Yeah, the referees have been pretty consistent with that in the stall warning and awarding points for stalling here this afternoon.
Now he gives up the leg, and so a good choice there by Roberts. He wants to maintain this advantage that he has. He knows he's got to start working on something else. He's got a chicken wing in. Hasn't decided to run it yet.
I was just going to say, you don't go back to the same gag twice once it hasn't worked the first time. So, like you said, he lost the leg. Now he's kind of have to go back, looking for that momentum again. You said that chicken wing on the right side, on the right arm.
Instead, he'll ride out the period. So a nice first period there for Drew Roberts. Yeah, these guys at this level, they're constantly sort of calculating. Okay, what worked, what didn't? How did he respond when I did this? Okay, now I need to adjust by switching something up or changing my angle or putting emphasis somewhere else. Quick escape there by Jaden Reynolds. Nice job. Or excuse me, by Roberts.
Well, that's what you normally see in those first periods, and we've talked about it before. It's downloading the data. You're downloading the data from your opponent on the mat at that moment in that time, and then making your adjustments off of what they're doing.
And I think Roberts learned a whole lot in that first period.
Well, you could see that he came out hot at the beginning here of this second period. Came right at Jaden Reynolds attacking. Reynolds backing up a little bit there. Some hand fighting and a nice collar and elbow tie. Nice job there by Reynolds. Tried to get out of the way of the first one, but Roberts relentless, and if some is good, more is better. Another 3-point takedown for Roberts to take a 10-1 advantage here at 149 pounds. Over 2 minutes and 10 seconds of ride time, Corey.
Yep, just domination here so far from Roberts.
He's got the left arm chicken winged as he's looking to roll Reynolds over or pop the hips and roll him over.
And there we get the stalemate call and the restart. Reynolds did a nice job of straightening out that arm, not allowing it to be bent for the wing to give up that leverage. Optional start here from Roberts.
10-3 now. Boilermakers have been really good at escape points today. Not a whole lot else, unless your name is Matt Ramos.
Now Reynolds gets hit with a stall warning as well.
Another three-point takedown, 13-2 advantage now. His fourth takedown of the matchup as we're under 10 seconds here, period number 2. And time is going to expire. 13-2 for Drew Roberts, number 17th ranked wrestler in the country at 149 pounds. You see that ride time up there too, 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Another 1-point escape for Reynolds. And another 3-point takedown on a nice blast double from Drew Roberts. 16-3 now as Roberts is looking for a tech fall victory here. Another tech fall victory for the Gophers here if Roberts is able to complete this one. And Roberts is relentless, and he's able to get the 3-point takedown and get the 19-4 tech fall victory over Jaden Reynolds. Domination continues for the Golden Gophers here in Holloway Gymnasium.
This is a great opportunity for both of these men to get an impressive victory.
Yeah, and we've seen the upperclassmen dominate all day long, but Joey Blaze is not your typical underclassman, if you will, Corey.
No, he's having a great freshman year for the Boilermakers. He's got a couple signature wins as he's put together a 14-6 record on the season.
They're going to stand him back up.
Plays 2-2 in Big Ten dual action this year.
Blaze in the splits, but Blockas with a nice grip on that right leg, but nice movement there from Blaze, able to duck under. Silky smooth escape from Blaze. They're going to stand him up.
Yeah, it was a great shot by Blockas. It looked like he probably finishes that off against most opponents. Plays with a perfect counter to stay away from points.
It's something to note, too, as well. We talked about the talents of Joey Blaze. Blaze has the most dual wins of any true freshman in the Big Ten Conference this year. So the future is bright for the freshman from Perrysburg, Ohio, as they stand them up again. Blaze, the fourth true freshman, and the Boilermakers have had to be included in the rankings since the NCAA began releasing them in 2012. Another bright spot here for the Boilermakers is try to get some points here.
Well, like we've said, over the years in wrestling, it is pretty unusual for true freshmen to jump right into the lineup. You have to be a huge talent and hugely confident. Blaze is both of those things for Purdue. There was little doubt coming in last fall. He's probably going to be our guy.
Yeah, Joey Blaze and his whole family, a wrestling family, if you will, from Perrysburg, Ohio. Joey has a younger brother as well.
He does.
He's a talented high school athlete in Ohio. But the real secret, Corey, is Joey's sister. We joked that Joey's sister is the real wrestler in the family. As we're under a minute.
Her big brothers beat her up all the time. She had to be. Blaze got hit with a stall warning. Another nice counter move there by Blaze, and he's got something working here on the edge. If he can get his head around, Blaze trying to finish off this takedown. Now he needs to get his ankle free, and they are ruled out of bounds. As they were coming back in bounds, they got the stoppage, so 30 seconds.
No score, no ride time. You're right, Corey, as they got close to the mat, you let him go a little bit here.
Now, this is interesting. Blaze got hit with a stall warning in the first period. That is something to keep an eye on. And I think part of the reason a lot of his attack so far has been counterattacks. So Blockas is pushing the tempo. He's coming forward. Blaze is going backwards. That makes it appear that he's fleeing. What his game plan is trying to take advantage of Blockas' aggression and turn that into points on a counterattack. Well, now he's got to be careful because of that stall warning.
It's the Venus flytrap defense, if you will. He's luring him in and kind of backing up to try to catch him as he's attacking on him. Starting from the bottom, no score here as we get underway, period number 2. Ranked matchup here at 157 pounds. Number 4 ranked Michael Blockas. Number 19th ranked Joey Blaze. It's our featured bout here of the afternoon. As we get ready to wrap things up here on Big Ten Plus this afternoon on this super matinee Sunday of wrestling. Blockas just relentless on Blaze's back.
Blaze trying to scoot his hips free on a sit out there. Instead, he goes to his feet now. And the Purdue bench again looking for a stall warning as Blockas is just hanging on to the waist.
Yeah, there was a point there where Blockas was literally hanging off of Blaze. His feet weren't even on the ground. He was just hanging off of him. And it shows the strength of Joey Blaze. I mean, again, a true freshman, but he is strong as an ox.
Dragging around 157 pounds of his opponent, yeah.
Yep.
I'll tell you one thing that Blockas is doing right now. He's running that ride time up. It's almost a minute here in the second period.
Blaze was able to break free, but he wasn't able to get the separation that he needed. They're going to stand him back up again in that arm, the elbow joint for an unsafe movement. Unsafe hold. 57.4 seconds to go, period number 2.
There was a stall warning there against Blockas as well, so now one each on each man.
And Joey Blaze scores the first points of the matchup, a 1-point escape, under 45 seconds to go, period number 2.
Now we'll see how much gas that took out of both of these men. That minute and 20-second struggle on the mat.
It honestly appears like Blockas, his gas tank might be coming close to empty.
It takes a lot of strength to hang on. Now he's got a nice front headlock on Blaze, and they are over on the edge.
Blaze was able to reach up and grab that leg, looking to change the momentum to get a single. No points awarded yet.
So yeah, Blaze was able to change the momentum to grab the leg, but his head was still buried, so there was nothing he could do about it.
He couldn't stand him up and pull the leg through. Under 5 seconds to go, period number 2. And both wrestlers are content to head into period number 3. A 1-0 advantage for Joey Blaze here at 157 pounds.
Now Blockas will select bottom. He's got 12 seconds to get out because riding time is in his favor, plus 12 seconds. That is worth a point in a really quick restart. Blaze needs to ride for at least 13 seconds to do away with that advantage. See if he can use his length.
A vice grip for Blaze. As Blaze holds on, they're going to award the 1-point escape to Blockas.
59 seconds of ride time, so Blaze rode for the 13 seconds he needed. Riding time not a factor. It's going to take a takedown to win this thing in regulation.
Now, something we have to remember, both wrestlers have been given a stall warning. So in a tied matchup, if a stall is called, 1 point will be awarded. Have to keep an eye on that here as we wind down in period number 3.
And really the best thing you can do as a wrestler is just keep wrestling. Don't hang out. Don't try and ride out the clock. Keep going and trying to score.
No prevent defenses in wrestling. 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. Ride time still at 59 seconds. Matchup tied at 1. And angrily, Brandon Eggum throws the challenge brick.
It doesn't seem like there's going to be any sort of review. Actually, very confusing situation. It apparently wasn't a challenge. Eggum just wanted an explanation about something. What it did do is buy an extra 30 seconds of rest for both guys. So a minute to go here.
Tony Erzlin hollering on the sideline at Joey Blaze, telling him, you got to finish this, Joe. Under a minute to go.
We've got a stall warning. I'm very confused by hand signals right now. There's a takedown for Blockas. A stall warning was given, but the referee actually gave it to both guys. So I don't know who the point was awarded to. There's an escape point to Blaze. We've got it at 5-2 on the board right now in favor of Blockas as the stall warning apparently went against Blaze. The referee put up both hands out of confusion, and then the action happened so quickly he couldn't clear it out. So officially it's 5-2 in favor of Blockas. Blaze has to get a takedown here, and riding time continues to be against him.
And Blockas has to watch out for a stall here. The faithful at Holloway want the stall called. It's not going to be coming up on under 15 seconds to go, period number 3.
Well, and at this point it's too late. There's a 3-point advantage with 10 seconds to go, 12 seconds to go.
Yeah.
1 point's not going to matter.
They did award the stall warning.
So now Blaze has to get a takedown in order to face sudden victory, and he will run out of time as Blockas hems in the ankle. The two men shake hands before they're even off the mat. You'd love to sign a mutual respect there from these two competitors. Good win for Michael Blockas.
Stony Bule, the number 26 ranked wrestler at 165 pounds, and Blaine Brener, number 27, as Bule gets it started early on, a 3-point takedown. Bule's looking for more. They're going to give Stony Bule a 2-point near fall out of that exchange. So a 5-point swing here in the first 20 seconds of this matchup here in period number 1.
I didn't even see swipes there, so very quick near fall for Bule. Stony Bule comes into today's action 12 and 9 on the year. He's looking for his third Big Ten dual victory as they roll out of bounds. These are the matches, Craig, that matter so much when it comes to Big Ten seeding. It's somebody you're ranked 26, 27, you're very equal record-wise. Head-to-head is going to determine who ends up on what side of the bracket come Big Ten championship time, next month out in College Park, Maryland. So a big opportunity for both of these men to make a statement here this afternoon.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier on here in this duel about the importance of the ranking and not wanting to get lost in the bottom of the bracket, if you will. And like you said, they're going to remember this here in a couple of weeks. So every matchup matters throughout the season, especially here this afternoon.
The Big Ten at 165 is, well, it's like the Big Ten at every other weight class. There's a lot of talent. Dean Hamidi, Caliendo from Iowa, Messenbrink from Penn State looked really good the other night in defeating Caliendo.
Off the side of the mat there, going to reset. Brener able to get the 1-point escape. A 5-1 advantage for Joey Blaze. For Stony Bule. Boilermakers have been dominated all afternoon, except for Matt Ramos at 125 pounds. Boilermakers looking to get their second victory of the day. What was an exciting first period. It's been a little bit of a feeling out process here in period number 2.
We're still in the first, Craig. It's just, it's been the tale of two periods here in the same first period.
Well, yeah, and that happens to you in period number 1 here.
Oh, and they go a little extracurriculars as Bule is thrown into the scores table after the whistle. It was a fireman's carry on the edge attempt there by Brener, and Bule will get an extra couple seconds. Things have gotten a little chippy between these two teams the last couple matches.
Well, I mean, and the one thing you have to notice too, after that happens, again, you lose track of where you are. Both wrestlers kind of acknowledged each other, where you could tell there was no, there wasn't any malice in the toss.
Absolutely, he did not intend. He immediately reached out, said, "My bad, sorry about that." Stoney was accepting of that.
Yep.
You're 100% right.
But yeah, it has been choppy here today. It's been fun. Under 25 seconds to go, period number 1. Stony Bule with a 5-1 advantage.
So Bule has the underhook. He's looking to sort of knock his man off kilter to work an opposite ankle pick. Good job by Brener. Fending that off and creating some separation.
As we move on here into period number 2, what do you want to see from Bule here? He was very aggressive in period number 1, and it seemed to pay off with the 5 points. What do you want to see here in period number 2?
I think you just want to keep your foot on the gas. As we've seen all day, these Minnesota wrestlers are extremely fit, and they're very good. The deeper you go into a match, well, Purdue guys like Stony Bule need to do that as well. Keep the foot on the gas, stay aggressive, keep trying to score points. Brener, meanwhile, for as controlling as Bule was in that first period at times, it's 5-2. He's still very much in this thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a positive for Brener. There's an opportunity for him to be down way more than 3 at this point in time.
This is one of the few bouts we've had here today that have two guys that are the same age wrestling. So seeing how these two redshirt sophomores learn and grow and figure things out in this match will be fascinating. Bule in on a single. Does a good job of collecting himself, getting his power base.
No points awarded yet. Nice sprawl there by Brener. Bule holding on tight, deep on that single leg.
Yeah, Brener posting the head, doing a good job of sinking his hips, lowering his center of gravity, making it hard for Bule to finish off, but he finally does.
And Stone Cold Stoney is going to get the 3-point takedown, an 8-2 advantage.
And a very fast stalemate there. Restart right after Bule gets the takedown.
And Brener able to get out for the 1-point escape. Stony Bule the advantage in ride time up to 47 seconds. As we come up under 20 seconds, period number 2. At 165 pounds. Some hand fighting from Bule there. Nice job by Bule avoiding the takedown attempt from Brener, and Bule comes in trying to a single leg of his own. A little bit too late. His time's going to expire here in period number 2. Brener saved by the bell, Corey.
He was. Bule was in pretty good on that single. That was on his great reaction to Brenner's duck under on the edge there. It was a nice, maybe the best shot attempt we've seen from Blaine Brener here today. So Bule will select bottom to start the third. Brener shows an optional start.
And Bule is going to get up. It was almost as if he was waiting for Brener to get on top and get after him, and Bule just kind of took a deep breath and stood up.
Yeah. Yeah, those optional starts are very fascinating. Some guys have very specific attacks they can run out of them. So you always want to be cautious on the bottom. No such thing as a free meal, right?
Oh, not at all. Nice reversal there by Bule. Brener shot in. Bule able to fight that one off, and both wrestlers off the mat, going to restart. Collar and elbow tie, center mat. And for the first time this afternoon, a Golden Gopher wrestler is going to have to find something, dig deep here as we come up under 1 minute and 15 seconds to go at 165 pounds, and Blaine Brener down 6.
Meanwhile, Stony Bule is another takedown away from a bonus point victory against a ranked wrestler, which you can never have too many of those.
We're going to stand him up here.
Bule just 5 bonus point wins this season.
Under 1 minute to go now, period number 3. Nice blast double there from Blaine Brener. He gets the 3-point takedown, but too close to the edge, and
I'm not sure what the refs had to go back and look at. Maybe a riding time question. But we're back underway. Brener 4 down now.
Bule sprawling backwards. Up 4, under 30 seconds to go. Same position they were with the last time he was taken down, and they're not going to give him the takedown.
Not going to give him a takedown. He never had control of Bule's hips. More importantly, though, Stony Bule circled back toward the middle, which probably saved him a stall warning. And
nice.
There he gets hit 1-1.
And a nice duck under from Brener. Trying to get the single. Under 10 seconds to go. Both men looking for positioning here. 3 points are going to be awarded. And time is going to run out. Blaine Brener not able to finish off Stony Bule, and Bule gets the 10-9 victory at 165 pounds.
Good job surviving there by Stony Bule. I thought Brener was going to get the takedown and turn late. He was unable to get both. He got one, but not the other. We take another look of the action out of bounds, which there was a lot of action out of bounds with these two here this afternoon as you see them. There's another one into the scores table, but a good win for Stony Bule. Second bout victory for Purdue, but Minnesota takes the duel 36-6.